What do you think about taking risks as we age and go into retirement? There are risks that we should avoid, like we talked about last week, the risks that could do us personal harm. But then sometimes there are risks where the benefits outweigh the risk, in my opinion. A few years ago, I sold my home. I bought a caravan, also known as a trailer in some countries, one that you tow behind a car, and I put all of my things into storage because I wanted to see New Zealand and I wanted to travel to lots of different places and explore while I could. People told me to wait until I met somebody to do it with, and I replied, what if I never meet that person that wants to travel and do these things? Then my life ends without having done that. So I took the risk and sold the house, bought the caravan, and I travelled around and lived in it permanently for quite a few years. There were things that did happen that weren't good, and there were many things that happened that were good. So overall, for me, it was a worthwhile risk. There are even smaller risks that we have that can feel just as scary when it's things that you have to do alone. For example, going to a cafe or a restaurant on your own, especially if it seems to be busy and there are a lot of people and you feel a little bit awkward because you're on your own. Will I be able to find a table? All these questions go through your mind. Will I look silly sitting there on my own? But once you've done it once, you find that it's actually not so bad after all. And as a very good friend once told me a very long time ago, that most people are more interested in what they're doing than what you're doing. Another thing that you might like to do but feel is risky is going off to the movie theatre on your own. You might want to try and find a friend that will go with you, but if you can't find a friend, what then? You miss out on the movie? And some of the movies don't become available on streaming, so you can actually miss out. Another one is going for mini adventures. For example, you might like to go for a short hike somewhere, but you're on your own. There are things that you can do to mitigate the risks, or going to a concert or to the theatre, and even to go to a gym or to a dance class or some form of exercise. It can still feel intimidating when you haven't done it before. Will you be able to do it? Will I feel silly? Will I fall over? What if I can't? What if I embarrass myself? You have all these questions in your mind, but once again, usually most people are more interested in what they're doing than what you're doing, and it's worth the risk. When we age and go into retirement and beyond, we can feel our life shrinking around us. Our world gets smaller, and we have to make more effort to go out, to have exercise, go walking, or to join some group activity. It takes courage to do these things, but it's worthwhile to have those connections with people, and for the emotional connection as well, to rub shoulders with humanity, really, and it makes us feel better when we come home. So it's worth the risk, even though it's awkward and somewhat intimidating. But the thing we've got to consider, as windswept women who have been around a while and free to make choices and do new things, we also probably face decades of life ahead of us, and we don't want to live a smaller, contracted life before we need to. So we need to be brave and find small risks that we can do that will enhance our life and make us feel better. So I'd love you to share, if you would like, a risk that you might like to do this week, or that have done. Maybe it's internet dating, or maybe it's overseas travel, or moving to a new city. Just when you share these things, it actually is an encouragement to others who'd like to do these things as well. Next week I'm going to share a story about an evening that I had in my caravan a long time ago, where at night, very late at night, someone tried to break in. But I'll tell you more about that next week. Until then, I would love to know about your risks. Thanks very much. Bye.